adding greatly to the proceedings, and that's marvellous, almost like a field of poppies, isn't it? Dundee United supporters massing there on that east terracing. And the Rangers support, they've been in the stadium since about 1:30 for the first gates open. They obviously will have by far the biggest support of the day, and indeed intrigued to know what the Rangers team selection is. And it's just been announced. Rangers team is Stewart, Jardine and Dawson, Stevens, Forsyth and Vett, McLean, Russell, McAdam, Redford and Willie Johnson, and the substitutes are Cooper and McDonald, so there is no place for Derek Johnston, and I would imagine that that might be a significant point at which Derek Johnson will know what kind of future lies ahead of him, and I don't think really that it does at Ibrox any longer. John Gregg has decided to keep his team quite close to his chest until just a few minutes ago, and I suppose the significance of that is that he had very few options as opposed to Dundee United. The pipe band, which I suppose is inevitable at Hampden Park, one of the characteristics of the big game. That's always a very proud figure.
Obviously Jim McLean has something in his mind, and he's in there for a purpose, and I think we'll just have to wait until the game actually starts and to see what position he has to do during the game.
Well, other the Dundee United supporters perhaps not aware of that tactical switch that Jim McLean has made. They still await the two teams coming out. The Rangers supporters, I don't think, know the Rangers team yet. They'll simply have to wait until they trot out onto the pitch. But as Alan Ruff has said, we'll simply have to wait and see exactly what it is. Certainly a meaningful move, and McLean is, of course, one of the shrewdest tacticians in the game. Now, I personally think, as the Rangers supporters, the traditional Rangers end of the stadium look down on a very pleasant sight. I personally think that the initiative was given to Dundee United by the fact that they had quite firmly announced their 12 players. Well, Peter McCloy is in the dugout, one of the Rangers players who have, I suppose, reached a turning point in their career as the two teams make their entrance. Paul Hegarty and Ali Dawson leading their respective teams. Tremendous roars from both ends, and particularly from that very packed Rangers end. And the players await the presence of Willie Harkness with the SFA party, and we have in the background there Ray Simpson, Johnston Grant, with the editor of the sponsors of this final, the Sunday Standard. Well, there is the Rangers team and the national anthem. Hamish, apart from anything else, is one of the most colourful players in the game. That was Charles Wilson, the editor of the Sunday Standard. Dave Neary, David Dodds, John Holt, Ian Phillip, Billy Kirkwood, Cookville, and there is Paul Sturrock, now in Jock Stein's international squad. And you heard Donald Mackay say that he considers Sturrock the most exciting player in the country. And Jim McLean, I would put McLean as perhaps the most successful manager, given his circumstances, outside of Jock Stein in the past 15 years in Scottish football. He's done miracles with the resources he's had. Other teams, other bigger clubs have had more success, there's no question about that. But his ability to make his team play, organise it, and ultimately winning the 2 League Cups is a major achievement. And Ian Foote, 50 years of age, bowing his way out of Scottish football. Today is his last game, barring a replay. Ian Foote has come through many controversial moments, but he is, and always has been, a very placid man, very amiable and approachable man. And maybe he'll do as a courtesy of turning round and facing the cameras just to let us know how he feels. There we are now. And Ian Foote will be going off to North America to referee some games in the NASL, the North American Soccer League. But I was saying about his career, he's come through some stormy moments. But I think most of the players have liked his approach. They've liked the calm, resourceful way he's handled matches. Well, as I thought, I think there's been a mistake in the Dundee United team. I just simply could not believe that Holt would not be playing. I'm going to have a look at his jersey and see if he's going to be wearing number 12, which was the number we were given. But he will be surely playing at right back. And that is the Dundee United support. And he is wearing 12. Holt is wearing 12, but he will be playing. And the Rangers supporters bellowing out the challenge. There is the United team, the usual limbering up. Stark will be on the bench from how we read the team now, and although number 12 has been given to John Holt, it's certainly Holt who'll be playing, and that is not at all surprising, Alan, is it?
No, I think Jim has just tried to confuse everybody here. But he's played in all the games leading up to the game, and it'd be a bit surprising to leave him out on the cup final. I think he would have been very disappointed. So I think he's just trying to kid us along.
Well, there we are. I'm not sure that it confused anybody in the Rangers camp, but it did certainly confuse us when we were given the team sheet and saw John Holt there in the number 12 jersey. Holt, as I said, is basically a midfield player, but that's the kind of team United are. They're packed full of versatile players who can play in virtually any position. So there is the oddly numbered Dundee United team with Holt wearing 12, Coppell, who's had a cup final experience bar none, Wembley European Cup when Manchester United played Benfica. Ian Phillip, who was a player of the match in my book when they played in the first game against Celtic in the semi-final. Paul Hegarty, who was injured in that game and has made a remarkable recovery thanks to some recent innovative technology and a machine that I think, Alan Ruff, you've got at Fairhill. They put a machine onto Hegarty and got him fit for this match. And Dave Nenny, superb defender. Eamon Bannon, a key man. Milne, perhaps the fastest man in the park. Kirkwood, versatile, able. He can hit the ball like a cannon. Paul Sturrock, exciting, fast, darting. And David Dodds, 22 goals, good in the air, skillful on the ground. The Rangers team. And I said at the start that Rangers would have fewer options to shuffle the team around than Dundee United, and that's what it is. Now, Jim Stewart, if he won a cup medal here, it really would be something out of the fairy book when he was languishing in the Middlesbrough reserves, and now he finds himself in a cup final. And Sandy Jardine, of course, the Rangers squad that you're looking at is an amazing squad. They've got 30 Scottish Cup winners' medals and 52 cup final appearances all in there. Ali Dawson, young captain of the team. Gregor Stevens, who's been in trouble in past Dundee United games. Tom Forsyth, who scored in the Centenary Cup final against Celtic back in '74. Jim Bett, whose future is a bit undecided. McLean, Russell, McAdam, Redford and Willie Johnston. And off we go into the 96 Scottish Cup final, there's hardly any breeze. I don't think there's any particular advantage in winning the toss, and that's Hamish McAlpin. Bannon, first touch. And Sturrock looked sharp going for that, and in comes Bet. Redford lying deep, and a slank pass as Holt, number 12, makes that effort, and diagonally away. Bannon now. Lovely run by Bannon. Stevens going with them, looked like a bit of pulling there, and United, from that first thrust, an ominous thrust by Eamon Bannon, winning the corner kick. Well, that looked a very good one, Alan. Bannon looking very sharp.
Yes, well, that's what Dundee United have got to do.
And a very disappointing corner kick. Right off the top of Ian Phillips' head. Willie Johnston. Johnston's got a great deal of experience. As I was saying, Alan, I interrupted you for the corner kick. Bannon looked good there.
Yes, well, that's where the game's going to be won, I think, on the wings. And it's just significant, I think, that Willie Johnston has just switched wings and come over here. He's going to be given a roving commission up front. But I think Dundee United will be playing the balls to Bannon and to Sturrock, and if they can get round behind Rangers, it could cause a lot of problems.
Holt right off it. Willie Johnston gets a view of goal in that wing. Johnston. McCann trying to go, and again misjudgment. I don't think the players have quite found their feet yet. Stevens, neat touch inside. Now Bet. Jordan playing it cool. The side could have been under a bit of pressure. That's Hegarty, did well, kept his cool as McAdam raced down on him. Now Bannon again. Beautifully stepped up by Forsyth with the pass, pushing the ball forward too much. Milne. Redford to Johnston. And all he was doing there was relieving the pressure. Jordan playing right in the heart of that defence. And so far playing well. Russell. That was bent lying very handy as nearly pushed that away. And Gregor Stevens. Indication of how well they can exploit the high ball into the penalty area. Just touched away. Bent again, following up. Russell. Forsyth had made the break. Russell is going, and that's just picked away by Coppell.
5 or 10 minutes.
And in fact, we have just gone over 10 minutes. Well, I thought there was no chance of Tommy McLean winning a heading duel with David Dodds. Bannon, Paul Sturrock. There's Russell. Redford. Towards a header. Well, Ralph Mills suddenly came in, and he gets a second chance at it. Oh, and it's over, just over from Sturrock. Once again, a nice sliding tackle. Tom Forsyth. Certainly United beginning to look very menacing. Forsyth is in again, covering up, and Sturrock, number 10, causing all that down. Tantalising cross, and Hamish McAlpin picks it up under pressure. Wonder what the flavour is. Well, Johnson's runs, of course, can be very effective. We talked about that before the game. There you see it. That high ball, just a bit too much loft in it, and too near the keeper. "20 minutes gone, David Dodds. Getting the space he wanted badly. Great run by Bannon. It's a great ball and beyond. Well, Jim Stewart sliced this, and Rangers looking a bit ragged at the moment. So Tsai slipping. It's a great ball now. Sturrock and again, Sandy Jordan coming in, and Rangers defending desperately as United begin to pick up the pace, and a player like Sturrock there getting the opportunity to show how sharp he can be. Sandy Jordan looking a bit more strained now as Hegarty comes up for that. Big and very pleasant ex-Middlesbrough goalkeeper, ex-Kilmarnock. Redford couldn't pick that off. Once again, United in midfield. David Dodds, Stevens. Good run by Bannon again. Couldn't quite get it, but that neat little ploy of David Dodds holding up the play and then phasing it away to the oncoming player almost came off. Oh, that straight to Billy Kirkwood. Oh, neat play by Russell though. Here's McLean. A little bit of room for McLean this time. Now Willie Johnston. Looks as if he could do something for Rangers today. Johnston, bit too obvious that time. Dawson. McLean. Jordan and back have come United again. Defence in depth. This is Redford. He turned neatly enough. And Jordan looking a bit slow going forward. Hegarty complaining that the ball isn't far enough back. But here we have Hegarty going right across the wall as McAdam comes forward. And it's all very tense, particularly for this Rangers defence. And I think is going to be retaken. That yes, the referee, despite the play raging on, the referee is warning McAdam that he moved too soon. So, back we go. A replay of what just happened a few seconds ago, and it didn't count because of that lunge forward there by McAdam. Tense moment for Stewart, and a brilliant save. A really class save by Stewart. Look at the look on the face. Thank heavens, he's saying, and look at that. That ball almost deceived him, going one way and then clutching it away with his left. Forward goes Gregor Stevens, the pressure still on Rangers. Holt. Now Dawson gets it free. And if Rangers have to get a bit of confidence out of this match, they must surely get it out of a save like that. Alan Ruff.
Yeah, surely that must give Rangers a bit of a G up now. A tremendous save, going one way and turning and coming back. Fantastic.
Bobby Russell tried to fight his way forward. Beautiful ball. May run over, no, Milne keeping it in. Dodge tried to go up there, and there's Stewart coming out now. False start, sportingly holding back. United. They had infinitely more play in midfield. Some of the chances they made for themselves ought to have been put away with composure. David Dodds coming off there, who's scored a lot of excellent goals this season already. At the heart of their attacks, and one chance by Bannon that ought to have gone away. And Rangers really haven't had all that much in attack to compare with that, but perhaps Alan Ruff, the significant musical background to the start of this second half. Gregor Stevens. Coppell really stretched, and McAdam has had the bustling quality in his play in that first half that upset the United defence. Here's Redford. Now Bet. It's neatly judged, but Neri is there. Here's McLean. That's a beautiful ball. If Bet can pick it up, he does. Trying to take the player on, it was low, rather casual looking ball, and Stevens, an up and under. Hooked away there by David Dodson, come right back. Now that's picked up by Ben, lying handily right. McLean. Russell. Still Bobby Russell. Now McLean. Willie Johnson. Actually, that was a difficult ball for Johnson to get. There's a smile on his face about it, but I think he realised the fullback might just get there before him, and he was keeping his eye in the back. Dawson going in. Hegarty left that to Holt. Now Jordan. Hegarty is in, a brilliant tackle, and he fights back for it, and he's angry and annoyed. And I don't see why, because he was pretty fierce in the way he went into Hegarty. Now what's he thinking? And that's Paul Hegarty talking to Johnson, saying, well, it must feel like a hernia operation. Strong jumping by Forsyth, but picked up again. There is Bet. Coppell neatly down the outside. Bannon trying to go forward. And Bet gets a break of it. Bet coming away. Slag balls, McLean turned away from it, and they're not producing any cohesion in midfield. That's a good-looking ball as Jordan got across. Stevens positioned him well for that pass back. There's McLean. Coppell, rather unconventional and dangerous. Could be dangerous. It's a falling ball by Stevens. It's virtually 3 against 2 as Bannon picks it up. That's a nice deep ball forward. What's a great save by Scott. Don't seem to have the pace when they get the ball there to get any acceleration and make it threatening. Good timing by Forsyth. One in McAdam, finding Redford stranded, and this has been the story of Redford today. He's been in position, but sometimes looked a bit awkward trying to take advantage. Dawson, and that was forced out there by Ralph Milne. Ali Dawson made that marvellous recovery from the serious head injury. Rangers support heard in full voice. They haven't had all that much to shout about. Here's Forsyth. Once again for the head of McAdam, and it is. Redford is there. Way by Bannon. Tommy McLean, much too casual about it, and I think there might have been a shout from Gregor Stevens. I think he wanted it. And McLean fights back, retrieves that. Tommy McLean, and when you speak to his brother Jim McLean, the Dundee United manager, about this man, you're really talking about the admiration of a player who's shown us all the skills and graces for Rangers and Kilmarnock. That might be just too much. That is a throw, and that is Gregor Stevens with 17 minutes, and you may hear there is a little bad judgment by McLean, and now pace could matter here. It's Milne with Jordan. Jordan forcing him out, and Bet, no hesitation, swept it away, doesn't mind conceding the corner. Milne really suffering a bit there. I'm not sure whether Bet really hit him when he went for him. Jordan certainly went in, and there's a tackle, crunching in. Eamon Bannon remonstrating with the referee. He certainly felt as pained as Milne. Well, Alan, I think a goal at this stage, as it happened at the cup final last year, just about now would kill off the other team's chances, would it not?
Yeah, I think one goal is going to be enough here. It just seems to be swaying from end to end now. We don't know who's really going to have most of the pressure, but Rangers have looked very dangerous, and it'll just be a matter of time to see whether Davy Cooper or John McDonnell come on. As you say, might give the Dundee United team a bit of a run around.
So, Eamon Bannon with the corner kick, flighted with Bannon with it, and away it goes harmlessly again. Milne picking up. Holt, Jordan, there's McLean. There's a great ball, it's across the face to the goal. Russell. Great effort by Rangers. Now McLean again. That's a great one too. There's a goal. No, it's off the line. And I think hands in any case. No, the play is still going on and United survive. It looked like a Rangers player's hand to me. Pettigrew on now. We have 5 minutes left. Dawson watches it. Great play by McDonald. A good-looking ball again. It's Hamish McAlpin. Bobby Russell with a chance to field for a penalty. There's penalty kick to Rangers. A penalty kick to Rangers in injury time. John McDonald taking it on the outside. Swept it right across. Bobby Russell picking up, down he went, penalty kick, and I doubt if I can recollect a more dramatic finish to a game. We are in injury time, and one kick could settle the Scottish Cup. Well, I've said it before about a penalty kick taken, I wouldn't swap the place for a ransom, and now this one. It could virtually make or break Rangers. Redford. And he saved it. McAlpin has saved it, and they're mobbing the goalkeeper. Hamish McAlpin has saved the day. What a remarkable finish. There's the shot. Hit it almost straight at the keeper. And that may be the very making of United. And the game is over. No scoring. A game that Rangers on that alone should have won. And the Rangers supporters are shouting at Redford. They're chanting his name, in fact. But he must feel appalled. Alan Ruff.
Well, what an end. I think Hamish McAlpin was possibly blaming himself for the goal. I think he should have stayed instead of coming for the cross. But what can you say? 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down. He saves a penalty, and I think that'll be out of his mind. But who would be a penalty kick taker? I think Redford just made up his mind that it was a hit and a blast, and that was it. And Hamish was very fortunate to catch it with his legs, but that's what it's all about. Yeah, it's been great. I think now that the managers now are giving the instructions out, I think I don't know who they'll basically. I think Rangers are now sitting down once you've won the cup. What can you say? You know, you're down, your heads are down. It's now the manager's job to lift the players. Dundee United been left off the hook. Have also another substitute to bring on, and they all. Jim McLean there giving his players also a bit of a G up. They lost the game. The game started to swing Rangers' way in the last 5 minutes. I think now that the game's settled down, this game could go anyway.
Thank you very much, Alan Ruff. There's Jim McLean. And the Dundee United supporters almost taking that as a triumph, and so it should be. With the goalkeeper saving a penalty kick in injury time in a cup final. Well, I'll tell you, the Rangers support must have been dashed there, but they're showing the colours again. And we'll have 30 minutes, what is going to be an enervating extra time period, and one wonders what that penalty miss effect will have on the players. It was, in fact, as Jim McLean comes off, it was a badly taken penalty kick. And just a couple of minutes ago, that man must have thought the cup is away. So here we go into extra time, with Rangers already having made the 2 substitutions, and Dundee United 1. So, extra time. Bobby Russell. Here's Dawson. Redford. I think he'll want to play his heart out now. There he is there. Picked up beautifully by McLean and Russell. Now McLean. It's very crowded, looking away. Goes on the far side and beautifully headed away by Bannon. Covering well. Bet trying to come back. Bet's at a quiet game, really, altogether. And there's offside. Willie Pettigrew. Kind of been very much. Who is coming off? It's John Holt. No, Ian Phillip. It's Ian Phillip. Ian Phillip is coming off, and what will happen now is that John Holt will go into midfield, I think, and Derek Stark will play at the back. So on comes Derek Stark as this amazing cup final draws into its 8th minute of extra time.
Marking him.
Could be interesting, this corner kick. Way by Forsyth. Still not clear. Willie Pettigrew. And Dawson. Pressure still on. Bannon. Bad going now. Bad with Bannon. And I think... Yes, that in fact is a whistle for the end of that first period of extra time. And as I repeated, a lot of tired players out there. It's difficult to see, though, where the break is going to come, Alan Robb.
Yes, well, I think the Rangers players are finding a wee bit more running in their legs. Obviously, having fielded the 2 substitutes, they've fitted in very well to the Rangers team. And I just have to wait and see how Dundee United cope in this second half. But I'm sure with the incentive of winning the cup, the tired legs will go away, and in the end of the game we'll find them full of running.
Well, Hamish McAlpin greeted like a hero as we start the second half of extra time. Going down that end. Here's Dodds coming forward, and Dawson now. Good play by Dawson. Cooper can't quite get it. Eamon Bannon. It would have been a bit ironic and I think a bit distorted had Rangers won with a penalty kick in injury time, in all honesty, because United have played so much better in many aspects of the game, although Rangers came onto a very strong game in the second half, much better game. There's McLean, and that's too much. This is a great run. Sandy Jordan trying to go in, and he just gets there. Billy Kirkwood was driving forward. Look at the pace and the power. And Jordan simply allowed it to go to the keeper eventually, and he to stretch out. And Jim Stewart confirming what a fine afternoon he's had. It's a good ball by Eamon Bannon, and Stark was coming up for that. Corner kick. The pressure really on Rangers again from that right foot of Bannon. Look at the way Stark crept forward again. And still the Rangers support singing on. Way to the far side. John McDonald after this. And that's hooked away to space again that United occupy. Really, Bet has had a very negative game for Rangers today. Really got nothing out of them. Hegarty's a brilliant through ball now. Can he put it away? Just pass. Willie Pettigrew. At last, Hegarty saw the glimpse of light in that Rangers defence. And there was a through ball. He wasn't offside. Again, good positioning by the goalkeeper, Alan Ruff.
Yeah, he did well. I think if it was going to be on target, I think Jim Stewart would have had it there. He positioned himself excellently. But now we've got Dundee United taking the game to Rangers.
So here are Rangers under a bit of pressure. Forsyth going forward now. Russell, here's a great run by Forsyth. Now Cooper. There's a good ball. Bet with a chance. A great save. Great goal in this match. Cooper. Still with the left foot, and he gets a corner. Superb little piece of skill And we've had two remarkable goalkeeping performances by these men. Hamish McAlpin there loves it all, loves the fight. Seconds left. This is McDonald. Redford tried to go there and got his head in, and he's been playing like a lion since he missed that penalty kick. Sturrock. And that's a wild tackle by Poseidon. That'll be a booking. Ah, there was a ball from John McDonald, curling away in the header by Redford, and a good one. Tom Poseidon is booked rightly for that tackle, and we must be going into injury time. And so we're into injury time. And there it goes. The 1981 Scottish Cup final is over. And I think what we must take into account now with that final score in extra time is the number of bookings that some of the players have got. I think the total may be very, very interesting indeed. And some players may not play on Tuesday night. We'll still have to work that out. But there's a man who performed very well for Rangers in that first half, and that superb save, Jim Stewart. The Rangers support, I'm sure, devastated when that penalty was missed, and very tired looking players coming off. John McDonald, Jim Stewart I think recognising somebody in the stand.